I know we had lots of dogs, but a cat is the first one to me. Right, good morning, or actually good evening, comrades, and goodbye, Rimac Automobili. Not like goodbye, but I'm going to the Nürburgring for the first time ever with the Tracktor, the Golf 4, the Mark 4. So it will be a very exciting, interesting trip, and I hope I'll be able to make it, because it's going to be my first ever long-distance trip with the car, which will be like an actual proving ground. So let's see. We'll be also doing some science, because the idea is to swap the 5-speed gearbox for a 6-speed gearbox, so we're gonna see how much the fuel consumption actually is. But today, let's just try and make it, and I can give you my impressions of the long distance driving with the car. As I'm walking to my car, I want to show you a couple of interesting gems that are here on Rimac's parking lot. Look at this Honda. Reminds me of Fast and Furious, just the color is different. They had black. You know that Hector is going to be running like, yeah, all the, like, and I already forgot what I wanted to say, because wow, isn't that like one of the best conditions E34s I've ever seen. Immaculate, wonderful. Okay, where's the Tracktor? There we go. The new plates should probably arrive next week, actually. It's not making that weird starter sound anymore. Anyhow, be quiet for a bit. The Croatian radio, okay, it's like a chanson radio that I'm always listening, trying to learn Croatian until I'm gonna start with my Croatian class. Rimac, by the way, is offering Croatian class for its employees, but current class is full until June, so I'll have to wait for that. Anyhow, let's start with resetting the kilometers. So 0-0, I believe the total trip is going to be 1100. The tank is full, so that should, well, it's not gonna get us completely 1100 kilometers, but who knows, I must say I am pretty confident when it comes to making this trip with the car. It hasn't had any weird technical noises except for the starter sound. I would, however, definitely wish for better stereo and sound, but that's something we can work on. One of the future upgrades. Speaking of upgrades, by the way, by the time I get to the Nürburgring, a pallet full of goodies for the Tracktor should come, and I'm excited to share it with you. But anyhow, let's go. It's now slightly after 5, so we should get in Ingolstadt by midnight. Quick fast forward, a very fast forward to a gas station. I've been driving, well, like 15 minutes or less because I was on my phone, etc. But that doesn't matter. What matters is that I realized that you need to have a vignette in Slovenia. So basically like a toll to drive on the highway. I knew that you need to have one in Austria, but Slovenia's new one. Got one which is valid for a whole year. And this was like over 100 euros for a small car. Well, I better be driving a lot with this car and not like leave it at a Nürburgring and decide to buy a second daily, because this is not going to be a daily anymore. That's going to be like a financial mistake. And fast forward to Slovenia. First of all, 170 kilometers driven, and the tank is still full. I love this car. Next, we are about to enter Austria. This means that we need to buy another vignette, another 90 plus euros for a whole year. Yeah, so I spent already 200 euros on toll today. Alright, there it is. You know what's my biggest fear right now is that at some point during the season I'm gonna have a cracked windscreen, and then like, not only probably replacing Golf 4 windscreen is not gonna cost much, but like having 200 euros worth of like vignettes is gonna be like, yeah, very sad. Somewhere in Austria for a toilet break, and it's snowing. Yay! And fast forward, and we're stuck behind the snow truck, but for a very good reason, because it's really necessary, otherwise it would be impossible to drive through. I saw a lot of people actually standing aside of the road because they were stuck. Well, let's go with the crowd. More exciting than VLN, probably. We have arrived at McDonald's in Austria, somewhere halfway. Important to mention, 400 kilometers almost, and less than half a tank used. I love this car. Surely is a lot more expensive than in Croatia. That was yummy. Now it's time to go. This is kind of ridiculous, I must say. And a pretty while later, we have arrived at my hotel, and it is 620 kilometers, almost 620 kilometers later, and just a little more than half a tank. So I'm pretty sure that I could do Zagreb to Nürburgring on one tank, but yeah, I'm probably gonna refill somewhere halfway. Okay, first nap, what's up Audi, shoot then, and then drive on to Nürburgring. Good night, thanks for watching. Yeah. So, just finished shooting What's Up Audi, already in the Golf again, ready to go, but I am going to refuel the car, because I know we could try, see if I can make it from Zagreb to Nürburgring on one tank, but I think finding out the actual fuel efficiency will be enough, and I don't really think that 500 kilometers will be made on this part if it took slightly more than half for 600. So just my guess. I don't want to be stressing out, so just let's see what the average fuel consumption is going to be, and then later on compare it with the 6-speed gearbox. But already I am damn impressed. I mean, 1,000 kilometers on the tank is definitely possible. 1,100 maybe, but maybe should have driven a bit more conservative. So far the average speed was like around 120, sometimes 140, sometimes we had 30 kilometers an hour because of the snow plows, but overall like a very good average, because also a lot of acceleration, etc., wheel spinning in snow conditions. So yeah, so far the science. 39 liters. Let's say almost 40. So 620 kilometers on 40 liters. This means on average 15.5 or something kilometers per 1 liter, or 6.5 liters per 100 kilometers fuel consumption. That's very good, that's very good. Let's see how much we're gonna consume for the rest of the trip to the Nürburgring. Yep, we're definitely on the Autobahn, doing 140 in the right lane, and everyone's flying by. Almost 1,100 kilometers. This means that I've almost made it. Almost. This is Brünchen, but you cannot see much, so let's go to the Nürburgring sign. Full tourist mode. Alright, the final stop of today's vlog, ED gas station at the Nürburgring. So let's see what the total consumption was. 33 liters. That's pretty good. So, some final math time. The total mileage is 1,100, let's say 1,110 kilometers. So 500, well, 490 kilometers more than I did last time. And with 33, let's say 34 liters consumption. And I must say I've been doing higher average speed on the way from Ingolstadt to Nürburgring because, well, Autobahns, and I decided, like, you know what, so I was driving between 140 and 160 kilometers an hour on average. Sometimes when the car was going downhill it was even like 170, 180, but it was not really like safe and pleasant, so I avoided that. But anyhow, the consumption is actually still roughly 1 on 15, so 1 liter per 15 and a half, 1 liter per 15 and a half kilometers. And if we do the total, 1,110 kilometers divided by the 40 liters yesterday and 34 today, we get actually exactly 15 liters. So 15 kilometers on a liter, which is amazing consumption. This also means that with 70 liters that I used, it will be not enough to drive on a full tank from Zagreb to Nürburgring, but maybe with a 6-speed gearbox that would be possible. So I'm very much looking forward to see how the average fuel consumption is going to drop. So this is something we'll have to do when the gearbox will be installed, and then we do the whole trip again and see how it's going to influence. And after that, we're going to do the same trip again with all the engine mods, bigger turbo injectors, etc., and we will see how much it's going to be then. Science and math are fun, kids. But anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video. And actually, I've been posting lots of in-between updates on my Instagram stories, like the average fuel consumption, etc., and so many people message me saying like, oh my god, this is unbelievable, and oh my god, I want to buy a Golf 4 TDI myself now. Yeah, and in comparison to today's cars, it's like this car is 20 years old, and this is like one of the last ones of the batch, and before that, like they were like already from the end of 90s, so let's say quarter century old, and the consumption is already so good in comparison to today's cars. But let's not go too much into detail on that. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and see you next time, where I'm going to show you some of car parts that have arrived already at this point. I'm unpacking the car parts. See you. Bye.